Hey, what is up YouTube? It's Adam back here, and today I have another video. This time it is the long-awaited Delta Squad. Now these minifigures took a very long time to make. I had quite a bit of trial and error, and overall they came out pretty good. Not exactly how I expected for some of them. For example, Scorch, I didn't exactly expect him to come out that way. But yeah, overall I'm pretty happy, especially with the painting on the helmets. Those are pretty good, especially Sev's. I love his. But yeah, so sorry for not uploading for a week. It has been quite a lot of work. I think that's the longest I've made you guys wait for a video, and I am sorry about that. But in other exciting news, we are 12 subscribers away from 400. That is ridiculous. And 400, there will be a minifigure contest, which it will be a US only, I believe, just because I really cannot afford to pay shipping again for international right now. But definitely I will have another international one sometime. So that will be interesting. You can still enter if you're a international person. You just can't win the prizes if you don't live in the US. But anyway, so I will make a different video on that probably. But also, whoever is first, again, I'm bringing back the shout outs. I took a break from that. So yeah, if you're first to comment, you get a shout out in the next video. So yeah, so let's get right into these reviews. First off is Boss, otherwise known as RC1138. RC stands for Republic Commando, of course. So he is the leader of Delta Squad, if you didn't know. This figure came, it took a while. The orange painting is pretty good. I wish I had my tester's paint, but I can't seem to make it work with the figure. I think I screwed it up because I was using a black paint and I put my toothpick in there and it turned the orange a little bit black. So yeah. But anyway, so onto this figure. He has every basic detail you'd see in a picture of him. I tried to add as much as I could. I mainly used Clone Army Customs pictures for the examples how to paint it, and I kind of simplified it because on the Clone Army Customs figures there's a lot more than I could paint probably. That's because there's no metal armor. But if you see on these figures, I have brought back the hand armor and the elbow pads, so that's pretty cool. I added them just for this squad. That's why it took me an extra day. I was actually planning to upload this yesterday, but I forgot about the hand and the elbows, so I had to go back and put those on. But anyway, so on to the helmet. It is a basic orange stripe that gets bigger, then it gets smaller towards the front. It goes all the way up and around the helmet. Very nice. It came out very straight actually. And so onto the backpack. The backpack has orange stripes, or just orange all the way up and around here. And in the basic area, I also even painted, so I painted the orange on first, I painted the black box, and I'm not sure what this is, but I saw it on a couple figures, and so yeah, I just added it. And anyway, the blue was painted on after that, so it was a 3-step process. And onto the torso, there's this orange slant that goes from right to left and covers pretty much half of the torso, a little bit more. Then there's 4 little orange dots right here. I'm not exactly sure what those are for, but then we have 5 pieces of chest pockets or belt pockets. I painted it black underneath beforehand, then I painted the black on the pockets after I glued them on, and then finally I painted the gray buckle. So anyway, on to the shoulders, or the arms. The shoulder pads are painted in orange. This piece right here is painted an entire orange, but you'll see on this arm it is painted half orange, half white. And on the bottom piece, it is the same on both arms, white and then orange on the bottom. Then the elbow pads have a white, and the hand pieces have a white as well. So overall, this is probably the figure that came out the best. Him and Sev are probably the best, which some of you can argue with me. I don't really know, but there's black right here for just to represent the Under Armour, or the stuff under the armor. Like, you'll notice I paint black under the arms. It's basically the same concept with this. Then there's fabric underneath the knee pads and white on the knee pads. So I also gave him 2 commando pistols. As you can see, the arms fully move and everything. I will be selling these minifigures, unfortunately, because I have to fund a new adventure on this channel. Some new figure ideas are coming in the works, but actually they probably won't be made for a while. But yeah, so that is that. Now we can move on to Fixer. Here is Fixer, otherwise known as RC1140. He is the second in command of Delta Squad, and his armor utilizes a green and white color combo. So this figure took a while. Also, he was just very annoying to paint, let's say that, because the green color I was using, it was very hard to get a nice clean line, because I'm not sure what happened, but I think the paint started halfway to dry out and it got in clumps, and I don't know if that happens to you guys a lot if you try and paint figures, but I think the cap for the paint was a little bit leaking, as you can see. So yeah, but anyway, so much like Boss, he has a line going down his helmet, just a straight line, but it is definitely a lot thinner, as you can see the size difference. So the backpack has the same sort of concept as Boss, but it has a green line going down here, and then the green is all across this body, or the body of the backpack, the midsection, and then it comes down right here on both sides. So that is all the detail there. There's also, like I said before, the same design on the backpack. So now onto the arms. On the arms, on this arm, the right arm, green shoulder pad. It's painted green all the way up until the very edge. It's painted white. Then there's green right here and white on the sides. Then the shoulder pad, or elbow pad I mean, is white, and the hand armor is white too. A little bit of a different but sort of same. The shoulder pad has a green stripe going down it with white on the sides. This piece is painted entirely green, not just right there. So there's white and then green on the bottom piece too. and that's the same, but it's just the top two that are different. White elbow pad, white hand armor, very nice. So now onto the legs. Let's just pop that out. So there's black on that same place on the legs. Then there's green right around it. It makes kind of like a L almost when it comes down. Then the knee pads are both painted white on the outside and green on the inside. Then it's green all the way around back here. So yeah, and then on the torso, it's painted green all the way here, like all the way around here. You can't really see anything through that, but it actually looks better that way. I painted it beforehand where you could see the markings of the under, like the torso and the midsection pieces, and it didn't look very good. But same amount of pockets, same design, everything, nothing's different. And so yeah, sorry if I sound a little weird when I'm doing these. My voice, I think I'm getting sick, but I also gave him a basic commando blaster, so that's pretty cool. Clone Ring Customs, of course, I use them a lot in my videos. Link to them down in the description as usual. But anyway, so now on to Sev. Okay, so here is Sev, otherwise known as RC1207. He is the sniper of Delta Squad. A lot of you know him. He is basically, I would say he's probably the most well-known Delta Squad member. He sticks out, and his color is very different from the rest of the group. I actually had to mix colors for him and Scorch, but anyway, so this figure took quite a bit of work. He was probably the most tedious minifigure to paint, just because all the design on the helmet and all the design on the torso, the backpack, the legs were especially the worst to do. But yeah, so again, here's the design on the helmet. I basically tried to paint the exact details and everything from the actual helmet from the figure. I'll post a picture right here of the helmet for Sev. So the backpack may look a little sloppy, like right here, and that was actually on purpose, because if you see his backpack, it's actually kind of messy, like on the sides. So yeah, I had to mix a purple and red color to get this color. So I might create a color guide on some figures. If you want to see that, just comment down below. I also had to do it for Scorch. The same color is used for the torso that is used for Scorch. This kind of dark gray. It's a very nice color, actually. I really like it. You just have to mix black and gray, I believe. More gray than black. But so the torso is painted everywhere except for in the few places that I made it red, just to give it a little detail. And there's 5 pieces on the chest. The left one is actually painted red where it would usually be white. I just did that for detail. And black on the top, and the buckle, of course, or the button, whatever you want to call it. So on to the arms. The arms have, this side has gray on both sides and then white, then red up here, or maroon, whatever you want to call it, white right here, then it's all maroon right here, white, white, And this is, I believe, one of him and Scorch have the same exact design on the arms. Those are the only two. The last two figures I showed you have very different designs on their arms. So yeah, the backpack, like I said, is kind of sloppy on this side, basically on purpose, and black with the blue, black piece right there, then red or maroon, I don't know what to call it, right here and all along the bottom of the backpack. It covers the entirety of the bottom part of the backpack. So now on to the legs. Get the sniper out of the way. I believe this is actually a DC-17 sniper. Very nice. Might as well just show you that. Get it out of the way. So both the arms are fully posable, as you can see. Just move it around. They actually move like a normal figure, which is actually surprising for custom figures a lot, because sometimes the arms are definitely harder to move when you put all this metal on it and stuff. But so the legs are basically, they almost look like spikes. They just go around the entire leg, and this is I believe Sev and Scorch don't have the fabric underneath. You notice that, you might notice that as well. So I didn't put it there because it would cut off the color, and I can't paint on that fabric because it's a really weird fabric. But yeah, so it's red right here, and I made it kind of blend in. I put the knee pads after. Never put the knee pads before you've painted, because then it gets all sloppy and stuff when you try and make the transition from the knee pad to the leg. But yeah, so I painted it. I had to paint the top white to blend in, and there's two little red markings on each side, and then the black detail right there. So yeah, that is it for Sev. He is probably my favorite figure that I've made in a while. So yeah, now on to Scorch. Now this is Scorch, otherwise known as RC1262. He is the demolition expert of Delta Squad, and he is, you can tell that by his weapon even. He took probably the most work to paint. His helmet and the torso and the detailing on the arms, that is a custom color like I showed you on Sev. Very interesting color. But yeah, so his helmet is painted this dark gray color all the way around. Actually, you might see that it looks white. That's just the reflection of the light. Sorry about that. It only does that on dark colors. But so yeah, it's basically bare right here on the front, and it goes all the way up, and right here on the sides of the helmet he is white, and then the rest of the helmet is just completely covered. So the dark gray is pretty interesting. On the torso, I couldn't really come up with a good design for the torso, so I just painted it right there. And yeah, so there's the usual 5 pockets, black on the top, silver buckle or button in the middle. And so the backpack is also very interesting. I like how it came out, definitely, but I just feel like it could have had more of a design, but I didn't really find any reason for that. But yeah, so it's painted gray down the middle and on the side. On this one piece right here, goes all the way around. Then it's painted yellow on the sides of the big stripe, and yellow down there. It's black around here with the blue in the middle, and then black right there. if you didn't know, the blue is just like, I think their backpacks have like a control panel or something. I think that's what it is. Not sure, but it's on his shoulder pads. It's the same as Sev's, as you can see, top shoulder pad. Very cool design. Then the middle piece is painted the dark gray as well, and the elbow pad is painted the same. And right here it's painted gray on the top, and then a stripe down the middle. It's also gray and yellow on the sides to fill in that other space. Then the handpiece is painted gray. Same design over here, exactly the same, nothing different. And yeah, so he has, I'm actually not entirely sure what this weapon is called. I think it's an anti-vehicle weapon. But yeah, it's Clone Army Customs as usual. But onto the legs. The legs are probably the most interesting part of this minifigure. He has the knee pads that blend in as well, just like Sev, but there's a lot of gray. It almost looks like the ship from Phantom Menace, where the gray is. It's kind of interesting, actually. I was looking at that, especially because down the middle, if you see, that's the end tail or whatever. Very interesting. But the knee pads are painted to blend with the detail on the legs. So there's yellow that goes all the way around to the other side and wraps around and comes back. Then there's gray in this middle part with the yellow stripes on the tops of the knee pads. And then there's yellow on the bottom part of the legs as well, in a slanted position. Then there's gray on the top of the legs, or on the top of the feet, and then yellow on the bottom. So then there's also gray that wraps around on the bottom of the legs. So yeah, that is pretty much it. So now we will have an overview of the squad. Alright, so here is an overview of Delta Squad. Much like the beginning of this video, I did basically the same thing. But I just wanted to say thank you for almost 400 subs. We're at 388 right now, and it would mean the world if we can get to 400 before school starts for me, which is, I believe, September 7th. So yeah, but I don't think there's much else to talk about. I do have rocket troopers that are going to be in the making, and I also have to make the Warthog pilot. And so yeah, that is pretty much it. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more, and this is goodbye, and have a nice day.